anyone that's watched Ohio State so far these last couple of games, it is a different Ohio State. It is. There's no way around it. Why are they so different? You could say, well, the Michigan loss probably created a different level of edge for them. I think that's true. I think that's totally true. They're in the playoffs, win or go home, urgency, pride, all that. I think that's also true. But in a literal sense, when you watch Ohio State, what's different about them? It's Jeremiah Smith, dude. It is Jeremiah Smith, the freshman phenom to me. Him being more of a priority in the offense, him and his production overall, the way that he's balling right now to me changes the game for Ohio State. So I want us to unpack that together right now. But before we get to that, if you're watching as a one-off clip, subscribe to the channel. College football, nothing but college football, locked in all year long. We appreciate you being subscribed. This show brought to you by our friends over at PrizePicks, okay? Daily fantasy, easy to play, easy to use. When you use code HARDCOUNT while you play, get you $50 in promo funds with a $5 lineup. Now, again, code HARDCOUnt, $5 lineups, $50 in promo funds. Now, the square to watch here against Texas, I would expect this square to move as we get closer to game time. So if you're seeing this, if you're watching this in real time, like go get after the square because I think it's going to go up. Jeremiah Smith's receiving yard total against Texas is set at 84.5. Y'all, I think he blows past that. I think he breezes past that. And that's not me even saying anything of what Texas is defensively. That's me pointing to what Ohio State has been right now in this college football playoff. Jeremiah Smith, to me, he changes the entire complexion of what Ohio State is offensively. And there's the isolated part of this, right? Like, first of all, he's 6'3", 215, ridiculous catch radius, one-on-one nightmare. We've seen that. Like, you get your best player of the football. When you get your best player of the football, good things happen for your offense. That's the obvious isolated part of this. But to me, there's more of a domino effect that makes Ohio State the monster they are right now. And the comp for me is like adding hot sauce to pizza. All right, now, when you add hot sauce to pizza, those of y'all that are bold enough to go that route, you still understand it's pizza. You still taste the pepperoni. There's still that cheese, still that mozzarella and that marinara sauce and the crust. All that is still intact. But you add hot sauce to it. While you recognize that, it's up to a few levels. The flavor, just the presentation, it's up to a few levels, right? That's Jeremiah Smith. Ohio State, they went over 40 points one time during the regular season versus a Power 4 opponent. In the college football playoff, they've now done it twice. How come? Have to believe in some small part, and we think in a large part, due to Jeremiah Smith being prioritized in the offense. Now, when I say prioritized, I'm not just talking targets, because you could check his targets and it's pretty similar, I would suppose, to what it was during the regular season. Like, there's a couple of outlier games where he gets more targets than others, but overall, pretty similar level. To me, it's the depth of target. Like, the average depth of target, to me, Chip Kelly is dialing up big swings for Jeremiah Smith, and you're seeing dividends. Against Tennessee, 15 yards a target. Against Oregon, 18 yards a target. And his production shows as much. Like, you can see what he was in the regular season, how he's being utilized, versus what he's being right now utilized as in this playoff run, and it is night and day. And I don't think it's a thing where Ohio State came in after the loss against Michigan and said, gosh dang, man, if only we had someone to get the ball to on the perimeter that was an absolute freak show. Oh, wait, we do have that kid from Florida, right? Jeremiah Smith, he is? Okay, let's involve him some more. I don't think it was quite that straightforward, but I do have to believe there was maybe some self-scouting done and saying, hey, if we want to improve our offense, he's probably got to touch the ball a little bit more. And I think you're seeing the dividends of that. So going back to the hot sauce and the pizza, right? Elevating all the flavors, elevating everyone in general. Will Howard, man, he's playing with more confidence. I would play with more confidence too if I had a 6'3", 215 Avenger downfield that I had a winner dialed up for from Chip Kelly. The run game. They get cooking whenever the pass game gets cooking. And I've said this a couple times during this live show already, but I'll say it again. Like, whenever you have to account for Jeremiah Smith on the perimeter, probably have to give safety help, definitely have to have a corner, obviously, giving him, whatever you can give him, I suppose, at that point in time. Oregon really fell into trouble when they were locked in on Jeremiah Smith on the perimeter. The safeties are watching Jeremiah Smith, or at least the safety to the Jeremiah Smith side is locked in on him. They don't notice Travion Henderson's already got the football 4 yards downfield, got a seam, he's up the sideline before that safety even knows what's happening. So that safety, whatever run responsibility he had, at worst he misses, at best he's late to that assignment. Like, less players in the box to account for Ohio State's weaponry, less players to account for Ohio State's weaponry in general. With Chip Kelly calling the shots, it's just like it's a losing game for the defense. And so, again, I'm not trying to blow out of proportion Jeremiah Smith and what he's doing right now in this playoff run, because I think it's easy to get carried away. But I really think what you're seeing is what's happening. Like, he legitimately changes this entire Ohio State offense, and by that logic, changes the Ohio State team. So Nick Saban on Pat McAfee the other day asked the question, hey, like, can you ride a wide receiver to a national title? We're going to do our predictions on the national championship when it gets here. We've already predicted Ohio State to play for the national title. But y'all, like, I'm just going to tell you right now, yes, you can. With what Jeremiah Smith is, yes, you absolutely can. And I'm not saying that to say that Jeremiah Smith goes for over 180 every single game. If it happens, yeah, in a very literal sense, you rode him to a college football national title. But I think maybe even more in between the margins, it may not look like the Rose Bowl stat line every game from here on out for him. But even if it's a day where, let's say he doesn't hit that PrizePicks square we talked about. Let's say that Jeremiah Smith goes for 67 yards against Texas. Hey, Texas, clap it up, baby. You did a great job taking away the best player in college football right now. Awesome. But at what cost? like that scene from Endgame. You take away Jeremiah Smith? Yes. What'd it cost you? Everything. Everything could be the run game, could be Emeka Egbuka, could be the tight ends, could be Will Howard in the run game. Like, it to take away Jeremiah Smith and keep him to that stat line, I think you make massive, massive sacrifices. You make massive resource decisions with your defense with what you're not paying attention to, and I think that gets you beat. So, in all this, man, give credit to Chip Kelly. We talk about the pizza, give credit to the chef, okay? Because I think after Michigan, whether he would say it out loud or not, I have to believe he was challenged. Whether it was internal, it was definitely from the college football public. There was no creativity. There was not a priority on Jeremiah Smith. There wasn't enough juice. And you saw it hurt Ohio State. And so the way they've responded, the way that they have really taken back, I think, some explosiveness for this offense with Jeremiah Smith, Chip Kelly deserves a lot of credit because he's in his bag, and that's going to make a massive, massive impact here for the Buckeyes here as they try to win the whole darn thing.